5 goddamn months. Finally back. Jeez, where did I keep those things?
Hey Dean, I was thinking maybe you could take me on the next Urbex. I have read a bit about that mansion in Clover Spring. Maybe I could be of help, but seriously, I have absolutely nothing to do for the next month. And remember your promise. Over and out.
Okay, let's start it here.
We are saddened to report the death of Diane Reed, the only daughter of the Reed family. Her body was found in the bathroom of their mansion at 8 o'clock this morning. The rest of the family was getting ready for breakfast at the time. Her body was found by her father, after which he immediately notified emergency services. An autopsy later showed that Diane had been dead for at least a few hours. It was ruled a suicide. It is believed she used an old towel the family kept in the kitchen to suffocate herself. The reasoning behind her suicide is, as of yet, unclear. She was so young and innocent, always happy, always smiling. I can't believe this. Life seems to hurt the most innocent souls, said one neighbor of the family after the tragedy. Our hearts go out to the Reed family during these difficult times. Robert Wright of Clover Springs was reported missing last night. He left his high school friend's house 3 days ago when he was alleged to have crossed the plant field near Route 96. Since then, all trace of him was lost, making him the third high schooler missing in 2 weeks in Clover Springs. Clover High School has temporarily closed its doors. The police advise citizens not to leave their houses after dark and to be careful.
Yo guys, it's Dean, back again with another video. Sorry for the long break. I didn't have time to record anything. Family problems, school, But we are back with a big one. I really had to dig to get these recordings. But let's quit the chit-chat and get down to business. Clover Springs, quiet town in Washington, green grass, fresh air, black coffee. In there, Reed's perfect family, respected, wealthy. Yet the daughter offs herself out of nowhere. And after that, Things get really weird in that small town. Few people disappear, including the rest of the Reed's family. Father, mother, and son simply vanished. No trace. After a year, the town is basically abandoned. All moved out. I went online and stumbled upon this interesting theory, in which Diane's father was responsible for those missing teenagers. Some sources state that Diane was heavily bullied in school, and that would be the reason why she... So the father, seeking revenge, chose those teens, buried them somewhere, and then flies to Cuba. I don't know. It's just a theory. There isn't much information about the Reeds anyways, especially about the girl. She must have never left the house or something. Well, now their house is a dope Urbex attraction, and probably some satanic bullshit place. But that's every abandoned building, and also every forest. We are here. The main road has been closed many years, so I had to park the car a little further away. And let me tell you, those trees are creepy. It feels like they're looking at me. Look at this handsome fella. Okay, let's take a look inside. Here we are. Wow, this place almost didn't age at all. And the furniture's all messed up and the windows are nailed, but other than that, pretty good. The mansion was built in the 1930s, and it seems that 3 different families lived here. Reeds were the last. Remember, you always gotta watch out for homeless people in these places. I once heard about a guy jump by a hobo with a crowbar in some abandoned railway station. If I had to rank what I don't want to experience while urbexing, hobos with crowbars are a close second. First are probably collapsing floors or hobos with knives.
Dear Todd, it's been so long since we last saw you. We are thrilled to visit you for the holidays. Lori is already planning what to bake. She loves to bake. I hope it won't be a problem if we bring something from our end. We need to somehow repay you for such hospitality. On a slightly less cheerful note, Diane won't be able to join us. She's going to a school camp. Warm regards, Clint. In a heartwarming turn of the events, 3 missing teenagers have been found safe and sound in the quiet town of Clover Springs. Their disappearance had gripped the community in fear and uncertainty. But the recent discovery has brought immense relief to both family and residents. Emily Johnson, Robert Wright, and Lucy Smith had been missing for nearly a month before authorities located them in a small cabin inside the Clover Spring forest. Authorities are now working to reunite the teenagers with their families, facilitating a safe return home. While the reason behind their disappearance remains private, the emphasis now is on supporting the teenagers as they navigate the aftermath of their ordeal. Sorry.
This must be the dad's office. Guy's name was Clint Reed. Couldn't really find much information about him, only that he was apparently a lawyer. I tried to interview some of their neighbors, but they weren't really helpful, most of them, at least. They didn't remember any details, as if they have some kind of collective amnesia.
I didn't want to wake you up, so I'm leaving this note. Please feed Remy. Unfortunately, I couldn't manage it because my transportation arrived earlier than expected. I'll be back from the business trip in a week, so hang tight. P.S. If Diane's condition worsens, please inform the doctor immediately. Love. Dear Mr. Evans, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to bring to your attention a matter of utmost concern regarding the well-being and safety of my child, Diane Reed, who is an 11th grade student at Clover Spring High School. I regret to inform you that my child has been experiencing persistent bullying from classmates, and the situation has reached a point where it is adversely affecting their emotional and psychological well-being. This is unacceptable. I believe that it's essential to address this matter promptly to ensure a safe and supportive learning environment for all the students. I request that the school administration conducts a through investigation into this allegation and takes appropriate measures to address and rectify the situation. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Sincerely, Clint Reed.
May she rest in peace.
The doctor was here and examined her, and he said that the illness is not spreading at all, quite the opposite. It's starting to recede. I don't know what to believe anymore. I could swear that while the doctor was writing the prescription, Diane smiled at me, but it wasn't an ordinary smile. I didn't see my daughter's usual warmth in that smile. It was full of satisfaction and anger, as if she had outsmarted me. I need to lie down. Dear Norton, I'm writing regarding my daughter Diane. Her health has deteriorated significantly, and at the times I can barely recognize her. I also get the impression that she doesn't recognize me either. She looks at me with empty, indifferent, almost animalistic eyes. Last night I was jolted from my bed by terrible scream coming from her room. She is in great pain, and the medication is not working. Please come as soon as possible. Sincerely, Lori Reed.
And that is where the parents slept. I think. All the interior was left behind. Wow.
Today, late at night, as I was going downstairs to the bathroom, I saw Diane. She was standing in the corner of the dining room, right next to the fireplace, staring blankly into space. Her eyes were completely different, wide open, focused on something. I'm not sure, but I felt like I saw her twitching.
Oh, okay. So the brother was a ventriloquist. And that's probably his doll. Still in a good condition. Whew, really messy in here. I suspect this was Diane's old room.
Dear Diary, today the doctor told me that I'll be taking a break from school. Supposedly nothing too serious, but with my tendency to faint, it would be dangerous to stay in school. I'm not sad about it all. I never liked school. I've noticed that I have huge difficulties in making connection with my classmates. In making connection, my classmates don't like me, and I can't seem to make them like me. Maybe during this extended break, they will find themselves missing my presence, and when I return, maybe I'll find some friends waiting. Diane.
Well, you know me. I don't give up this easily. How to find the code? Diane, the daughter, she got very sick at one point. Something with her spine. She got really deformed. The pain was so intense, her parents were locking her up in a room just to muffle her screams. That's the boys' room.
They hide her from the world, lock her in a room with the key, ashamed of her. They pretend as if nothing is happening, as if there aren't those dreadful screams, as if she isn't my sister, struggling to stay conscious in a small claustrophobic space. Only some tiny rat on the floor. When a neighbor asks about Diane, they respond that she's doing great, that she'll be going on a school camp. If Diane were to stand in front of those neighbors now, they wouldn't even recognize her. She has become our dirty little secret. Either the doctor made a mistake or he lied right to my face. I'll stop heeding his advice. Diane has never been so deformed. Her bones protrude from beneath her nightshirt and contort into unnatural shapes. She doesn't move all day. Her face has undergone a complete transformation, twisted in a grimace of pain, appearing as if horrible aged. And her eyes, black raven-like eyes, empty yet very present. They stare into the corner of the room for hours on end. They stare into the corner of her room for hours on end. Sorry.
Did you hear that?
I locked her. I locked Diane in the room, and I'm afraid to let her out. She started to become aggressive. Her strange behaviors surfaced again last night. She began to demolish the house, throwing dishes and chairs. And then she pushed me away, and I lost consciousness. When I regained consciousness, I saw her standing over our son's bed, making a sound as if she were choking. At night, she makes the most terrifying sound I have ever heard. The first time I heard that sound, shivers ran down my spine. It was so unnatural. I couldn't match that sound to anything I had heard before. I'm still not entirely sure if it was our daughter. I'm afraid of her. I'm afraid that she will harm Cody.
fine. What's up? Shit. I understand. Just, I'll do it as soon as I get back to the car. I understand. Bye. Hello? Who's there? Guess it must be the draft. Electricity tends to act strangely in these houses. Yeah.
I can't bear to listen to her screams. Those blood. curdling screams. I haven't seen my sister for a week. They haven't let her out of the room since then. She can't be treated like that. Tonight I'll sneak in and let her out.
When summer comes all cool and clear, and my friends see me drawing near, who says, come in, have some beer? When I was in that railroad wreck and thought I'd cashed in my last check, who took the engine?
A week had passed since we buried Diane. Cody has hardly said anything since our daughter passed away. Clint has gone on another business trip. The house is so quiet that sometimes I feel like I can still hear the echoes of her screams. Dear Todd, I've been struggling to find the right word to convey a message no one ever wishes to share. Recently, our beloved daughter Diane passed away, unexpectedly. In light of this heartbreaking situation, it is with great regret that I inform you that we won't be able to make it for our planned Christmas visit. P.S. You have always been a good friend to me, Todd. I probably shouldn't be sharing this with you, just like I never shared it with my wife. But I need to pour out this emotion that have been festering inside me. There aren't good words to dress it up, but I hope you understand. Part of me finds solace in the fact that my daughter has passed away. She truly didn't have an easy childhood. I'm not even sure if she ever experienced a single happy day in her life. I never saw her inviting anyone home, nor did I see her talking to any friends. Painfully, I admit that even Lori, her own mother, didn't hold much love for her. Damn, I even sometimes involuntarily shoved that strange coldness toward Diane. It seemed like the only person who looked at her normally was Cody. I knew she was bullied in school. I knew it for a long time, but I ignored it. Some sick part of me found satisfaction in it. Then that horrible disease, a dreadful affliction, completely distorted my daughter. I looked at her then, but I couldn't love her. I was somewhat disappointed. When I saw her on the floor of our bathroom completely pale, I felt relief, as if I dropped the baggage I have been carrying for years. Your friend, Clint. Clint, please come back as soon as possible. Something strange is happening with our son. Lately, he keeps talking about some tall figure that follows him. He experiences episodes of complete disorientation in which he doesn't respond to what I say, doesn't move. as if he's not even there. When I try to interrupt such an episode, he becomes aggressive, yelling at me, something he also talks to himself, mentioning something about Diane. I'm worried about him.
Jesus, what a smell.
Dear Diary, the doors are always closed. My mother locked them, and there's only one key in this house. Nothing can get out, nothing can get in. I used to think I could hide from him. He calls out to me every night, and I hear the crackling of the floors as he moves through the house. I hear his skin shifting with each step, and that melody he sometimes plays. I cover my mouth then so no sound escape, but even that doesn't work anymore. He appeared at midnight. I couldn't fall asleep. So I sat at my desk. When I turned around, there he stood by the door of my room, staring at me. The doors were still locked. Diane.
Looks like there's a secret passage downstairs. What was that?
I think is right. Believe nothing you hear and only half what you see.
Holy shit!
The body of 22-years-old Judy Flores was found in the river this morning. The girl fell to her death from a 6-foot bridge into the rocks. First responders declared her dead at the scene. The tragedy is being investigated as a possible suicide. Judy's
He's in the hallway.
said she has been battling depression for a long time.